E aí, meu povo! Hoje nós vamos fazer uma entrevista aqui com o nosso amigo americano Aldo.
Tchau, hello.
Hello. O Aldo ele dá aula de inglês aqui na Intrax. E eu preparei algumas perguntas, peguei algumas perguntas aí com vocês, né? Seus vagabundos. Ninguém quis me mandar porra nenhuma. Mas vamos lá, né? So, hi Aldo.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Well, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm glad to do this interview with
Thank you. Thank you for asking me.
So, this week I talked with some Brazilian people about America, and they had some questions about the culture, about the American thinking. So, let's start. I will start with the easy questions, and then the hard questions. I love hard questions.
Okay.
So, the first question is, what is your favorite place in Chicago?
My favorite place in Chicago?
Yeah.
My favorite place in Chicago is probably on the lake. On the lake. But not downtown. Maybe in the neighborhoods, a little bit north of the downtown.
Oh.
Where there's the beaches and the parks. Play volleyball. You drink. Exactly. Look at the girls or the guys. And it's good. It's good.
It's good. Oh, right. So, if you can choose one place in the world to know or go on vacation, where are you gonna be? Where you
One
go?
place in the world?
And
well, I mean, maybe Brazil, but first I want to visit Japan.
I love Japan.
Right, I want to visit Japan, and to be honest with you, now that I know students from Brazil, I also want to visit Brazil, and I also want to visit India and Morocco.
Oh, and
Because I want to visit India, because I think that the culture and religion and food is completely different. I want to visit Japan, because I think the culture is also very different. And Brazil, because now I have friends in Brazil. Good answer, right?
Yep.
yeah. For you, what is the main reason to American culture and language to be so propagated around the world?
Well, good question. Difficult question. Well, I mean, sometimes I think it's, sometimes it's actually a good thing, right? Sometimes it's a bad thing. I think that, but I think why is probably because in the past, America was really important, right? Economically, industrial. So the English language, of course, it was easier to communicate in one language, right? And of course, England and America were important countries. So I think English was because it was easier for people to communicate in one language, right?
Maybe capitalism too.
Yeah, capitalism, exactly, sure. Capitalism, I mean, if you think of England, if you think of the empire that they had in India, and different places in America, but I think sometimes it's a good thing that America, and sometimes it's a bad thing, right? I think when other countries start losing their identity, it's not good. So I think that globalization, of course.
So, one or two questions. USA, as all countries around the world, have problems, cultural problems, political problems, social problems, and whatever. If you can resolve one of these problems, which one would you like to resolve and
Can you repeat the question, please?
So, US, like our country, has problems.
Sure.
Cultural problems,
Sure.
and whatever. If you can choose one of these problems, would you like to resolve?
Probably maybe racism in the States. You know, I don't know your experience in Chicago, but in Chicago we have a lot of racism, right? And not just Chicago, I think in the country, because we have so many people trying to live together. And I think sometimes, of course, it works. Sometimes it works really well. It's a multicultural country. And sometimes, unfortunately, it doesn't work. So I think, we have a lot of problems in the States, right? We have unemployment. We have healthcare, right? Healthcare, if you don't work, you don't have insurance, which I think is horrible. Which is probably, maybe that's the most important thing, too. But also racism, because you have a lot of just situations where there's just a lot of people that they don't get along, right? So, but yeah, we have a lot of problems in the United States.
So the last one and the most difficult question.
Woo! Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So American is known for your patriotism.
Mm.
And are the Americans really patriotic?
They are, very much. You see the 4th of July, right? Independence Day. We have a holiday now in 2 weeks, Memorial Day. You're going to see everybody with the American flag outside the homes. Yes, Americans are very patriotic. Because I think most Americans, they believe that the United States is a good place.
And this patriotism, it can be something dangerous because we have the only image that we have about America come from films, songs, TV series, TV shows. We guess that all Americans have the same critical thinking, and we don't know. It's all American have the same thinking, or is more complex than what comes to us from these media?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. I think if you look at the films and you listen to the music and you see that side, American, yes, it's a very patriotic country, which unfortunately can sometimes have bad consequences. I think sometimes Americans have the mentality that we're the best in the world, right? And that we should protect other countries. For example, Iraq, right? Or for example, Afghanistan. So if you talk about that part, I think it's dangerous patriotism, because I think sometimes Americans believe that we really are the best country in the world. But I also think that if you look at just that image, that's not really true, because I think there's a lot of people, a lot of Americans, who were able to also see that that's not true, in the sense that, you know, every country has its own things that they can offer, their own language, their own food. So I think that there's also the American who realizes that, you know, it's good to be patriotic, it's good to be proud, but we also have to remember that every country, you know, has something to offer. So that's that.
Okay. So now we're gonna play a game.
Uh-oh.
Yes, a hard game. Can you point me 3 questions, 3 papers at this point?
1, 2, 3.
Are you sure?
No.
Do you
1,
want to check?
2, 3.
Are you sure?
Yes. Segurísimo. Yes, I'm sure.
Really?
Yes.
So here we had some words, and now I will do a question. I just will say the word, and you have to tell me what passed in your mind.
Uh-oh. This
And I
is
say
dangerous. Very dangerous. Okay.
That's all.
First word?
Are you ready?
No.
So
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay, I'm ready.
The first one is prejudice.
Prejudice. Wow. Dangerous.
Dangerous. Brazil.
A bad stereotype. Beach, fun, volleyball, beautiful girls.
Yep.
Getting married.
Good. Very good.
So, thank you, Aldo,
Sure.
for our interview.
Okay.
I'm glad to do this with you and take some in your answers. I guess you'll be so really true.
Good.
You said the truth. And Brazil, that's the first American, and then I will talk with Mormon to know all these things about America. See you.
Wait some again. Thanks, Nicholas.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nicholas. I'm so cool.